You know, there's no hiding where you've been, and yet everybody can relate to that specific cross, and then it relates to the cross, you know, of Christ. And I think it helps people understand who God is in their life,
Sure.
and then they can respond, you know, the Lord be with you. Because then we realize that Christ is truly present there, body, soul, and mind.
So when you go around, you give concerts, you help out the mass with at churches that you're at?
I do some masses, I do concerts. I'm actually going to be in New York in a couple weeks.
Excellent. We live in New York.
I know. Yeah,
it's
I'm
colder
doing the
there.
youth,
Bring like a sweater.
Yeah, I'm doing the youth congress.
Chillier.
Yeah, the youth congress.
Oh, great. Okay.
In March. So, you know, I'll do keynote speeches. I'll do workshops, a variety of different things.
What would you say, in your experience with, particularly with young people, what is something that can bridge that gap between everyday life and this great wisdom of the church that we have? Is there one thing that you've found, or even two?
Well, I think
music does that, obviously, but is there a way in which you...
Well, music does that, but I think there's an awareness that has to happen. You know, the openness. And a lot of times, you know, we talk about having full and active and conscious participation in liturgy. And sometimes it's full, sometimes it's active, but a lot of times it's unconscious. You know, so where can we find the consciousness, the opening awareness events to say, I recognize God in this event, like in this relationships with one another, you know. Sometimes I think God works in ways that seem to be overlooked in the simple things.
Sure.
And if we can have an awareness of it's like, I recognize you here. And if we can recognize God in our everyday, like the apostles recognized Christ in the everyday before they even had the Last Supper, right? You know, so, you know, to have this awakening of everyday reminders. And it's like you have to almost practice that, like an athlete would have to practice to get into shape. You have to, you know, practice your mind, practice your spirit to become aware of those things, because there's a lot of people out there suffering. And when you don't have that faith, you know, I have those stories too, when you walk through the troubled, difficult times, that it's only your faith that gets you through. And when you look back, you're like, I recognize you there.
Well, and I like your image of an athlete practicing. So we talk about things like spiritual disciplines, and we talk about Lent, where we practice Lent. And Lent is a great time for Catholics because, yes, sure, all year long we should be engaging in prayer. We should be fasting for the sake of others. We should be being good stewards of what God has given us. But, you know, God knows the human condition, and so does the church. We say, well, here's 6 weeks where we can practice really hard. Do you find that in your work, people during Lent really do become more mindful and more aware?
Definitely, yeah. You know, we even work with that with our kids, you know. What are you giving up? But what are you giving it up for? Like, what is it pointing towards? You know, it's, you know, this Lent I gave up judging people. You know, which is, I'm trying to find something. I lost my wedding ring the other day. My wife's about, she's ready to kill me. But, you know, I'm trying to find something that I can wear so that it reminds me of, like, okay, I'm not going to be judging. You know, this is what I'm doing for Lent. Because otherwise I'll forget. You get so caught up in your day-to-days. But I think that practice of practicing those Lenten renewals, those disciplinary things, disciplinary discipleship, you know, very similar.
Well, and I think what you're pointing to is that as Catholics, we are very incarnational Christians.